Whether you believe in Jesus, God, or Christianity, mystery are the four elements. Love and romance. Maybe you want to see into the future. Some people believe in witchcraft and sorcery. Some people believe in candle magic, or the ancient Anasazi earth powers. Whatever you believe in, are you paying someone to tell you about yourself, to see into your future? Think about it. Represent badpsychics.com, and I do reports on psychics, magic, different things. And over my years in travel, I have done much church shopping. I have gone into Buddhist temples and studied Buddhism. I studied Hinduism. I studied witchcraft. I studied sorcery. I studied mysticism. I studied in the Kabbalah for many years. The Maitreya rooms in Boulder, Colorado, at the Naropa Institute. I have had many opportunities in my life to be around spiritual and magical people. I have researched since I was 8 years old, trying to find out if there was powers or telekinesis or any kind of anything, and I read a lot of books growing up trying to figure all this out. And over my travels, I've been to Sundances, I've participated in Sundance, Eagle Dance, I lived with the Utes, went camping in the mountains for a month with the Indians, and did medicine and learned how to tie drums and all kinds of spiritual things. So I'm just giving you a little bit of my credentials and where I'm coming from. And over my time, I've talked to many psychics and palm readers, and I'm not saying that every one of them isn't real, but I have met hundreds of them, and I've met some that might be real. I've seen some real stuff, and I can show you that some of it's real, and I've also seen some fake stuff, a lot of fake stuff. And so what I'm going to try to do right now is attempt to show you some of the fake stuff that I've run across over the time, so that you can look out for that and not maybe get suckered into some of this crazy bullshit that everybody's trying to get, excuse my French, that everyone's trying to get everybody hooked in for money or believing. Now, whether you believe in superstitious or whatever you believe in your God, whatever that, we'll kind of go over that a little bit in this episode, but I'm going to show you some energy stuff that might not be real, or it could be real. Alright, what I'm attempting to show you right now is the crystal on the chain, or the pendulum, or the energy that goes through your fingers. Now, when I put this thing in my hand, if you can see both the things, I'm going to try to slow it down for you in the actual film. When I edit it, I'll try to half it down so you can see if my hands are moving or whatever. But here's the crystal, and it represents love. It's a heart. It's Austrian crystal on a chain, and it should be able to do anything. And so I ask it for a yes confirmation, and the circle gets bigger and bigger on its own, and I'm not moving my hand or anything. The crystal's moving, see, to the right. And then if I tell it to go for a no confirmation, okay, then it turns around and it goes the other way, okay. And so I say, all right, so give me the no confirmation, and it starts going into a circular way, the opposite direction, correct? Okay. So you see that, right? Okay, so now I stop it, and I ask it a question. Is my name Ken? Okay, and it says no. All right, it's saying no on its own. Now, see, my name is Ken, so is lying to me. Now maybe that's my yes confirmation. Is that my yes confirmation? Is that the one, really the yes way? It's saying yes, right? So it's still going in a circle, and it's saying yes, that my name isn't Ken, or is that it's something. So I stop it again, and I say, can this thing really tell me the future? Alright, now it's going back the other direction. Now remember, that was the yes confirmation from the beginning. So now it's saying, yes, it can tell the future. And before it said my name isn't Ken. So what is my real name? Do I have a more psychic name that is more intense than Ken? It says no. See, so what I see is that maybe some energy, maybe my hands move, maybe my body's jerking. I'm not exactly sure. But it makes the crystal go in a circle. It does do that. And it is doing it, and I'm not forcing it or trying to make it go in a big circle. It's just doing it on its own. Alright, so maybe there is some energy in our hand or something. Maybe, our body does have energy to run a light bulb, so there's some energy that could be running the crystal in a circle. But whether it could tell the truth or not, that's a whole bunch of crap, okay? And because it changes its direction whenever it wants, it doesn't... it's like, it just isn't consistent, and pretty much it's just a toy or something to play with. So, maybe this one you have to ask love questions. So I'll ask it one more question, Am I in love with a woman right now? And there you have it. It won't move. Oh, it says, no, I'm not in love with the woman. So there you go. It flies its teeth off. It's not accurate. Alright, so another technique is handwriting analysis. What they'll do is they'll have you write down some things that, with your own handwriting, that, mean things to you, that, and what they'll do is they'll do a handwriting analysis on you, and this is science. It's actually a science. They can see if you have large letters, or if you slant in a certain direction, or if you have big spaces, or if you use little letters, and they can tell all these things if you have self-confidence. They're very easy classes to take. And if they can tell if you have self-confidence, if you're, insecure, all these things by your handwriting. So if they have you write something, they might have you come back and they all of a sudden know a whole bunch more about you. Well, they analyze your handwriting, and then when they're doing palm reading, and I have a bunch of books on palm reading, you're looking for calluses and worn spots in people's hands and cuts and bruises, and looking for signs of what people live by how hard they work in their hands. So you're not going to get a lot. They're not going to get a lot out of except facts out of your hands, And so you've got the tarot cards, right? Well, the tarot cards can be generalized in any particular way, and you can manipulate, especially someone that doesn't know anything about cards. This is Aleister Crowley cards.
A lot of these bad psychics are like trained, or been passed on to look for things. Like even if you take your shoes off at the door, they notice if your socks are dirty, if your shoes are new, if they're expensive or cheap. They look at your pants, they look at your shirt, they look at your teeth. They look at your hair. They try to see how you take care of yourself. And if you take care of yourself good, then they know if you have money or you don't have money. They know if you've been working hard, or if you've had a rough life, or if you're depressed, or if you're sad, or if you have no one that can take care of you. They notice all these things about you. They look for tells and signs on you. It's a con job. And so what you need to do is, you want to play around and make an experiment yourself, is dress up in the best clothes you have, with manicured fingers, and do all these things, and go into a psychic and see how much it costs to get your reading done, and see if they give you all these untrue facts, or dress really poor and go into a psychic as poor as you can, and with your feet dirty, bathe for the day and go play in the dirt, whatever, and see what they tell you then, and you'll see that what their story changes basically on how you look. So that's another thing that you might want to think about.